How to actually Looksmaxx beginner's guide. So chances are you're probably shopped. And no offense to you, before you get angry, click off the video or start getting mad at me. Come on, let's just take a breath together, okay? Just take a breath. Alright. Even I'm a little riled up. Let's just calm down. So, you're probably in any of this range, and you probably see little attention from women. You probably feel disliked by others, and you just feel like people just don't like you. Yeah, because that's the halo effect. I've explained this in other videos about, what being good looking, like the benefits, other than, just women. People, anybody treats you worse. And I bet that you don't like this feeling. But I bet you've heard about Looksmaxxing. Oh, it's that weird stuff where guys are like hitting their face, their bone with their hammer, they're bone smashing, they're taking peptides and drugs. Yeah, that's just cringe, stupid shit. And I agree with you. What I just mentioned was pretty cringe, stupid shit. But it goes deeper than this. Me personally, while I'm not gonna tell you, I don't believe that taking peptides and bone smashing and steroids are the best thing for you. But I don't blame the guys. I don't blame the guys that do it. Because now in society, it's gotten so bad where you could be a fairly attractive guy with good genetics and everything, but women still don't pay attention to you. You still feel outcasted. You're still a ghost. Now let's not blame women or anything. Let's not get all hateful or anything, or go down this BP rabbit hole of black people. Oh, and it's all your genetics. It's all my parents' fault or whatever. Just don't forget about that. All right, because the way that we're going to Looksmaxx, the way that I do it, the way that you're going to do it if you follow this video, it's going to go deeper than just, what you see on the outside, your looks, or when you get girls or whatever, or, you're going to save yourself from being, celibate the rest of your life. uh, but you're going to feel better. Your mind is going to be better. You're going to live longer. You're going to just be a better person inside and out. You're going to feel like you've escaped, well, I don't want to say some cringe shit like escape the matrix, but you feel like a weight has been lifted off you. But now, what do we even Looksmaxx? Like, what gets improved? So let's talk about it. So that would mainly be our face. So what a part of our face, our bone structure, our bone mass, how dense the bones are on our face, and look, for example, here, look, you could see that you don't really see his cheekbones, you don't really see his jaw. That's because of bloat, which we're going to talk about, but also his bones aren't thick enough. They aren't dense because he is recessed compared to Jordan Barrett here. I mean, from the side profile, this is pretty crazy. Look how forwardly grown he is. So that ties into jawline. Look at his jawline, look at his. So by Looksmaxxing, we could prove something like that. Furthermore, facial leanness and angularity. Someone can be bloated, but as you can see here, Jordan Barrett, he's lean, he's de-bloated. Furthermore, skin and hair, obviously acne, skin health, your hair is just it's not very important, but it is something we dabble into. And eye area. So, for example, you've probably heard of hunter eyes or canthal tilts. That's just basically how downturn your eyes are, But then height, yes, something that you could actually improve, even if you are past puberty. But if you are doing puberty, you obviously can make more gains. And then frame and physique. So, and hold on, before I get into that, frame. If you don't know what frame is, it is basically how wide your clavicles are. So here, for example, let's look at this guy. I'm gonna draw him real quick. Got his neck, and then wide ass clavicles. Look at that shit. Looks like a all right. This not the best drawing, but look, he's got a freaking V taper. See that is your friend. Very not a good drawing. He's got a really big thumb, but yeah, that's him. Compared to, look, we'll do this guy. Then this guy kind of Not wide clavicles at all. Look. This is why he doesn't look so happy. So, that's frame. I had to touch into that real quick. Now, you don't necessarily need 10 different methods or different drugs to look max. You need to do what is called health maxing. So, you've probably seen like, Club, oh, I take Retta, crystal meth, Tren, test, like all these steroids. You do not need that. And you do not need to, oh, I bone smash, I Ramus pulse, some bullshit like that. There are a couple ones that sound kind of crazy that I've seen people make progress with, but that's something for another day. Just for now, you just need a health max. So, what is this health maxing shit? By improving our health through multiple ways, everything will get fixed from the inside because we are fixing the root cause. So, we like to blame our looks on, genetics. I look exactly like this. My jaw is recessed. I don't have enough. My cheekbones aren't popping enough because of my genetics. Not necessarily. The way you were raised as a kid, the food you were fed, the environment you were in, the way you breathed, all of that affects how you look. So, let's say our ancestors, in primal tribes or people in like the Maasai tribe, different types of tribes, their jawlines are perfect. Like they have insane angularity. I could pull up a picture right now. Okay, here, only a tribe Mager. That's what I looked up. This guy, like, holy shit. Like this guy could, he could easily get like a modeling contract. Okay, but why are they like this? Why are they okay, they're far from humanity. They don't have all these drugs. They don't have damn peptides or skincare, or they can't. Most of them can't even brush their teeth. How do they look so good? So the first thing, probably very important, is diet. So by eating, a primal like diet, close to our biologically adapted diet, we were able to improve our looks in many ways. First, when we cut out all inflammatory / sebum producing foods, we were able to heal our acne, improve our skin health. So I made a video on about how the skincare industry is kind of a scam, and that with your diet, by eating many foods, you upregulate sebum production or oil production in your skin, and you get inflamed, you get acne. Furthermore, by getting proper nutrients, this is the biggest one. We're able to stimulate osteoblasts in our face, our legs, or wherever part of our body, and we are able to get better growth within our face, so less recessed face. We get taller, and as a kid, you were probably not fed the proper nutrients. Even if you listen to like a doctor's diet, eat just lots of a mainly plant-based diet with lots of fruits and vegetables. You still are not getting the proper amount of nutrients that you should be getting. So, I actually make a full diet guide, and I'll put that up here. But when you see the diet guide, you're gonna be really, really confused. You're gonna be like, "What the fuck is this guy talking about?" Now you don't have to follow the diet exactly. I just list from the top like which tier is the best. Like this is the best tier, and from down, like the best possible foods for Looksmaxxing. And it's gonna sound insane at first, but you just gotta kind of stick with it, and you kind of change it in your own ways. So, now also diet's gonna heal our gut and liver, so it helps with detoxification, skin, also your mind. So your gut ties. There's the gut skin axis. Your gut health correlates with your skin health heavily. Also, your gut health correlates with your brain heavily. So a lot of people who have terrible gut microbiomes are depressed. So also your liver, I mean, nowadays everything just fucks up your liver. But with a proper diet, we can make sure our liver is good, and our liver helps detoxify everything. So great thing. If you don't give your liver the proper nutrients, it's just gonna spew out. It's gonna detoxify everything through your face, through acne. So more nutrients, better hair health. Also, diet helps physique. I think this is pretty obvious. Kind of don't have to explain. No, that. But so now your habits. So you want to make sure that there's upward pressure on your maxilla through your tongue. So you can do this by mewing. Oh, we've all heard of mewing. That's the one that a lot of people have heard of, and you probably think it is bullshit. But this is the one that actually very much isn't. So for almost all of our life, humans have always had their mouth closed. Look, they've had their tongue at the roof of their mouth. Okay? So this is just a posture. It's not some exercise. It is a posture where their tongue is just glued to the roof of their mouth whenever their mouth is closed. Nowadays, people are starting to mouth breathe, and that obviously causes most of the recession. You don't get upward pressure on your maxilla, and your mandible falls back as well. If you don't know what these are, these crazy concepts. Your maxilla is just the upper jaw, and your mandible is the lower jaw. So, should have probably pointed that out earlier. But another part of habit should be in avoiding endocrine disruptors. So these are basically anything that dysregulates your hormones. For example, there's so many. I mean, I've talked about this. Like microplastics are probably the biggest one. Maybe a lot of people know about that. And like receipts, don't touch the damn receipts. That screws with your testosterone and your estrogen. And it destroys other hormones as well. Could spike your cortisol. You probably know that one. I hope maybe you know that one. Yeah, but fragrances as well. Like that cologne that's really like lowering your testosterone. Um, a lot of other stuff too. And essentially, cut out all unnatural ingredients in any products because don't worry, they can be easily replaced. This might sound oh, what do you mean? Should I stop using my skincare? Fuck yes. When I hopped off skincare, like the CeraVe, like all that bullshit, my skin got way better and my hormones got way better. I felt way better in total. You may not notice it at first, but trust me, please do that. Furthermore, other habits, like walking, sprinting, the gym are very beneficial to the way you look. Now, very, very importantly, sunlight and sleep. So, they might be the most important factors. Make sure that you are in the sun with your skin exposed to the sun, don't be covering. If you do get sunburns, like let's say you're a lighter person like me, earlier in the year I went on a trip to Puerto Rico from a very cold place to Puerto Rico. That jump, you're going to get sunburns instantly, sorry. So if you're not going on like crazy vacation, you should, and you're just kind of like in like where you live and it just gets warmer and warmer, you should not get sunburns if you are in the sun. But let's say like you somehow do, or you're going on vacation, you can use a very clean ingredient zinc oxide based sunscreen, which is just zinc oxide and like beef tallow or like beeswax. So, and you should be fine. But don't use any of the chemical sunscreens, please. It's so terrible for you. That's another endocrine disruptor. And you must optimize sleep. You want to make sure you get a good quantity as well as quality. So, a lot of people can't get the best quantity because they are busy, but then we have to focus on quality. You try to get both. So make sure you optimize your circadian rhythm and optimize sleep conditions. So what is your circadian rhythm? You've probably heard of it. It is basically the internal clock in your body that signals when it's time to go to sleep and when it's time to wake up. So obviously before bed, block all blue light from devices, turn off overhead lights that simulate the sun. I'm gonna make a full sleep guide soon, but I did make a video on why blue light is actually making you ugly. So, and obviously, I think one of the most important things that people don't point out is I know this obviously isn't a choice for most people, but don't wake up with an alarm. So many alarms, it's just you get such a crazy cortisol spike early in the morning, like as soon as you wake up, and it just throws off a lot of things. So don't do that. So I this was just the basic guide. Now, if you want to go deeper, subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna catch you.